There we go. All right, so we got the camera streaming over here on YouTube. Shout out to the people that encourage me to make sure that I'm showing up on all channels. Trey, good morning. Good morning. So we got the stream going on YouTube. We got the stream going over here on TikTok. So do me a favor, invite a friend or two or 10, and let's see. Yes, start tapping the screen so TikTok can share this out. And we're going to rock and roll. We're going to talk about perseverance, the power of perseverance. What is perseverance? I threw the definition in here, and I want to start with where this came from. So I'm fortunate enough to have a lot of conversations with people, and there's a lot of quitting language in these conversations. Too much, too much for me. Way too much for me, right? Too much quitting language. Too much quitting language. Quitting shouldn't be such an easy option. Quitting shouldn't be an option at all, but quitting shouldn't be the go-to option. It's like we're moving along in life. We run into a test, trial, or challenge. Life punches us in the face, and immediately we start questioning, whether we're on the right track, questioning whether we're enough, questioning whether we're capable, questioning whether or not we're worthy, questioning whether or, thinking about just quitting and throwing in the towel and doing something else. So let's get on the same page. Let's agree that how you guys say it, life be lifing, right? One thing about life is consistent, and life is going to consistently punch you in the face, right? Just let's start by accepting that. How about that? How about we start there? Let's start by accepting the fact that life is going to consistently punch me in the face. If we were in the same room, I would say, I would have you guys say it with me. Life is going to consistently punch you in the face. And okay, let's just agree with that, right? Life is going to consistently punch us in the face. Life is going to consistently test us. And so it doesn't benefit us to run from, try to hide from, because there's nowhere you can run, there's nowhere you can hide to avoid the test, trials, and challenges of life. And a lot of people are wasting time and energy and even effort trying to duck and dodge and avoid getting punched in the face. And no matter where you go, no matter where you hide, life is coming to punch you in the face. So let's stop wasting our energy there, and let's start investing our energy more wisely, right? Let's start moving a little different. So let's accept that, right? That's the first thing. Listen, life is happening to all of us. We're all being pushed. We're all being tried. We're all being challenged. We're all being tested, and so it doesn't benefit us in any way, shape, or form to try to skate through life without dealing with or trying to avoid getting punched in the face. You're going to get punched in the face. Just accept that, right? Now we can move forward, right? Now we can talk about what actually matters, right? What matters more, and how to navigate when life punches us in the face, how to move forward, how to stay sharp, how to be productive, right? How to keep our energy up, how to continue to drive on, how to continue to press forward, how to continue to, as we're talking about, right, stay persistent. I don't know if you guys caught, I pinned the definition, but persistence is doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving progress. That means just drive on. Just continue to press forward no matter what. So what it didn't work the first 99 times. Try it 99 more times. It's all right. So what it didn't go the way that you envisioned it going. So what? And look, I talked about this yesterday. I want to insert this here. When life punches us in the face, when we experience those moments of disappointment, when things happen that throw us off track, and knock us off balance, we have to discipline our disappointments. We have to stop allowing those obstacles or those experiences that happen. We have to stop letting them knock us completely off track and take us back 10 steps. Just because, SJ, what up? Just because you're moving along your path, life hits you in the face and you kind of stumble, There's no need for you to stay down there. There's no need for you to question your purpose. There's no need for you to question God. There's no need for you to look to your left and your right and question the people that are with you. No, 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 no. We're wasting a lot of energy and we're crashing and burning. Some people, something didn't work and you fell down and you're still down there. Some people have given up on themselves. They've given up on relationships. They've given up on accomplishing their dreams and goals. And now you're just going through life existing because you've quit on yourself. And we have to get it in our minds that obstacles are perfectly normal, that tests and trials and challenges are perfectly normal. It's a normal part of humanity. So let's just accept that, right? And then we have to tap into, how do I want to, okay, here's something interesting, right? There's the human spirit. Let's talk about the human spirit for a second. There have been times in your life and mine where you've been able to accomplish a thing and you have no idea how you did it. There have been some times where your back was to the wall and you figured some things out. There have been some times where you've proverbially picked up a boulder and moved it, right? You've been able to accomplish some things that on paper make no sense. On paper, you should not have been able to accomplish. There's something in each of us, and we've all had these moments in our lives. We've all had these moments where we get into that flow state and things are happening. You're doing something, you're saying something, or something is just happening, and you have the MJ moment, right? There's something in each of us. There's that spirit that's in each of us. And it's amazing when we all get connected and we get on the same page. Have you ever seen a group of people accomplish a thing and you're like, wait, how is that even possible? Well, it's possible because of the human spirit. There's something that lives on the inside of each and every one of us. And you name it what you want to name it. You call it whatever you want to call it. Today, I'm going to call it the human spirit. And it's in there. And what I notice is that when it tends to show up for us, it's usually instinctive. It's usually because we're in a particular situation and right, we'll call it shows up. Right? Sometimes something happens and boom, 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 we're reacting or responding to a situation and boom, we're able to do a thing. You know, it's like I saw this with my own eyes when my son was a baby. Wow, I never thought about this. And he was in the stroller and we were walking, we were at like a resort kind of place and we're walking and I'm pushing him in the stroller and I'm conversing, boom, boom, boom. And something flew right toward him. And I'm conversing, and I caught it out the peripherals, right? Did I say that right? Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? I caught it, and I'm like, yeah, man, boom, 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 pow. It was a little, and then I looked, it was a bird, and it was flying toward him. And I'm telling you, I don't know what happened, but it was just like, yeah, and then I know, and I'm really looking forward to pow. That thing wasn't getting my baby, and I don't know what was it? I don't know, but I saw it, time slowed down, and I slapped it to the ground, and it didn't make it because I slapped it anyway out of it, right? So what was that? Think about you've been able to do some things. You've been in some situations sometimes. Let your baby be stuck. Let you find yourself pinned in a corner or in a particular situation, and all of a sudden you're able to muster up some strength to do. So you get where I'm going, right? When I'm talking about the human spirit, but it usually shows up in an instinctive sort of way, right? There's usually something that happens and then boom, you just do it and then you don't even know how you did it. You can't explain it. And I don't know, this happened and that happened. Or I don't know, I just got in the zone and then this happened. I don't know, it was tough. And then I kept pushing and then all of a sudden. So what I want to propose this morning is, what if we were able to call on that intentionally versus just waiting for it to show up instinctively? It's an interesting thought, right? What if instead of waiting for, and not waiting for, what if instead of just allowing that to show up, once in a pink moon, when we're painted into a corner, when a bird's trying to fly into your baby and or when something happens and you have one of those moments and it's like, wow, I don't know what that was, boom, 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 or you don't even acknowledge it because you just did it and you keep it pushing. What if you were able to tap into that intentionally? What if when life punched you in the face, you were able to call on or summon that spirit that lives inside of us? You were able to tap into that potential. You were able to tap into your human spirit. What if that was possible? Are you saying it's possible? I'm saying, what if it is? I don't know. You have to decide, because it's possible if you say it's possible. It's possible if you say it's possible. That's one of my rules for life. It is whatever I say it is. So for me, I believe it's possible. But you have to believe it's possible. So I'm raising the question this morning. What if it was possible? What would that look like in your life? What would it look like for you to intentionally call on, intentionally raise your, intentionally move at a different? What about that? What if that was a thing, right? I see the comments popping up. I promise I'll get to them. What if that was a thing? How cool would that be? What if we were able to move in a manner where our human spirit was on display more often? Is that possible? Just think about it. It's merely a matter of getting ourselves into a particular state, right? Because when something happens, boom, we get ourselves into a particular state. When we're ready to do something, right, we get ourselves prepared mentally, emotionally, physically. We get some bounce in our step. We're moving a certain way because I'm about to do a thing. You see the athletes, they're doing their thing. They got the music pumping, they're stretching, they're running around, they're doing all the things they need to do because they're getting themselves into a particular state. Well, what if we didn't wait until we were in an athletic event? What if we didn't wait until we were painted into a corner? What if we didn't wait until we crashed and burned and then we had no other choice? What if we just embodied that on a daily basis? What if we were to tap into that? Interesting, right? Interesting. I'm gonna keep going. I see comments popping up. I want to jump on. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Just prolonging the inevitable. Right. You can't be ducking and dodging. Life's gonna come find you and punch you in the face. Indwelling of the spirit. Exactly. Okay. We have it in us ready to push the power up button at any given moment, but we only push it when our back's against the wall. I love that. Right. It's in there, and it's like life will provide a situation for us. I'm real intentional about words. Life will provide us an opportunity to push that power up button. I like that. I'm glad I just thought of it, right? Life will provide us an opportunity to push that power up button, right? It's like when I like playing this Pac-Man, the old school game, eat that power pellet. The ghosts are chasing her, then she eats the power pellet, and now she's chasing you see what I'm saying? But what if we were to, thank you, exactly. He said, I liken it to playing the Avengers game, and it tells us a certain power can be accessed. Exactly, right? You get that alert. Oh, I have my so-and-so right now. Boom, boom, boom. I have my, right? Be proactive instead of reactive. Hey, sis, good morning. I talk about this all the time. We got to play offense instead of defense. So this is interesting, right? So let's think about it. What is this, though? What is this considered? We use it in case of emergency only. Exactly. Salima, good morning. So think about that. So we have it. It's there. We're aware that it's there. It's us. It's a part of us. And yes, it's a superpower, but essentially, what is it? If we were to be intentional with it, what is it? It's really just perseverance, right? It's really just managing our state. Why are you connecting perseverance and managing your state? Persistence in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. Persistence. I'm gonna keep going anyway. I'm not going to quit. I'm going to keep going. A part of keep going anyway is I'm examining what's going on. I'm trying different things. I'm a refusal to quit. When I refuse to quit, now my creativity has to come in. Now my problem solving skills, I have to tap into them. Now I put myself in a different state when I refuse to quit. And now that I'm in this different state that I'm refusing to quit, now I'm testing different things. I'm trying different ideas. I'm doing research, I'm trying things, and I'm gathering information from the results. And then I'm trying something else. Why? Because I refuse to quit. Because I made a decision that I'm going to drive on regardless. that puts me in a different state. The problem is most of us, a lot of people, we see perseverance as just gritting and grinding and going through it and that's a part of it. That's a tiny piece of it. But I'm talking about the next level of it. I'm talking about setting your intention. I'm talking about using your intellect. I'm talking about taking control of and deciding and putting a demand on yourself to show up in a particular emotional state. Think about that. When we do that, then we set ourselves up for ultimate success. We can do that. Of course we can. We just don't do it until we're painted into a corner. Someone said we use it in case of emergency only. Something happens, and now it's like, man, you know what? All right. Around my way back in the day, the girls would break. It was like a thing. If two girls say they about to get into something, they braid hair, they put Vaseline on their face because if she got me something, it was like a thing. A girl fight around the way was like a thing. It was all of this stuff to get to and they getting themselves all ready. They didn't change their clothes, put on the sleeve. It was like a thing. Well, think about that. Where were they? What were they doing? They were just bringing themselves to a particular place because they knew they had a fight on their hands. Well, we already established in the beginning that we know life is life and we know we're in a fight. It's a fight to get to your next level. It's a fight to remain positive. It's a fight to claim your happiness, right? Some of us have made you understand that happiness is a choice. So you choose to be happy and you go to claim it. And life is like, oh, word? You want to be happy? Try this, try this, try this, try this. And you get punched all upside the head because you made a declaration that you were going to be happy. So it's a fight, it's a battle. So just like we prepare for a sporting event, just like the girls are on the way prepare for that rumble, just like we get ourselves ready to do a particular thing, and just like we have something in us that we can summon when we're painted into a corner, right, in case of emergency, why can we not decide to embody that at all times? Maybe not at all times, but why can't we decide to tap into that more often? I'll just say it like that. Why can't we decide to tap into that when life get to lifing? Let that one sit for a minute. Why can't we tap into that? Why don't we tap into that when life gets to lifing? I see a lot of people, life gets to lifing, and then they want to run and hide. They want to play small. They want to make excuses. They want to look for someone to offer them some sympathy instead of saying, say no more, let's go, right? Instead of using that as an opportunity to get where you need to go, right? If I'm chilling and I'm blah blah blah, and somebody come at me aggressively, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna position myself so I can handle my business, right? Oh, he wants to dance, so let's dance, man, right? I'm not just gonna let him. Why do we keep allowing life to bully us when we know we have it? And what does it take? It takes we have to take responsibility for our state. We have to take responsibility for the choices that we make, for the thoughts that we think, for the words that we speak, for the actions that we take. This is how we guarantee victory at all times. Guarantee victory? Yes. Let's be clear. Just because you're not, standing on a stage hoisting a trophy, just because life is life, and just because you going around, life is kicking you upside the head, that doesn't mean you're losing. Just means this is life. This is what life is. You only lose when you decide to stay down there, but when you get up and dust yourself off, when you fight back, you're winning. So why not we have to take more ownership. We have to take more responsibility for our lives and win all the time. Not once in a while, not occasionally, not when we feel like it. Feel like should no longer be in our vocabulary. Not when we feel like to know. Every day, we need to wake up with intention. I'm going to win the day. And I need to think, speak, and act in a manner that sets me up to win the day. Rishi oversimplify things. Do I really? Life is simple. We're complicated. We all can do this. We all agree that we can do this. But we don't do it. We wait until, right, in case of emergency, break glass. No, ain't no glass. No, right? Why not live in a particular state? Why not live there? Why not set ourselves up for ultimate success? Why not be intentional with how we use the human spirit? Why wait until we, and yes, we can do that because we see it every day. We literally see it every day. Your favorite athlete does it every day. I love that. Exactly. Happiness is indeed a decision. And yes, the power of now. Exactly. That's why I'm glad you said that. Every time I talk, I share this. My favorite quote in the world is, above all else, be present. For the very reason of the power of now. Because I need to connect. I need to tap into. I need to embody the power of now. That's what I need to embody. This is very, very true. I love that. Look, thanks for that, family. Let me pin that. This is good. This is really good because what I'm talking about is, and I'm glad you caught that. What I'm describing is creating new, healthier habits, being on our own side, right? Not being in an adversarial relationship with ourselves, but being in a happy, healthy relationship with ourselves, where we have healthy habits that add value to our lives. Our habits leave us stuck in our ways, right? Our habits often leave, I can read a little bit. Our habits often leave us stuck in our ways. This is very, very true. But the same way we develop those goofy habits that keep us stuck, the same way we literally can replace those. And we don't need a year to do it. We can do that immediately. We can set up triggers. We can set ourselves up to literally transform these particular habits, especially once we have a moment where we identify what these habits are. If I get a bad report from the doctor, or if I look in the mirror and I don't like what I see, right? And I know that, man, I set my alarm every morning to get up and go to the gym, and then I hit snooze, or then I turn it off, and then I lay there and scroll for an hour and a half instead of getting my happy self up and going to the gym. That's a habit. That's a habit that keeps me stuck, that keeps me unhappy, that cheats me out of the mental, emotional, and physical benefits of going to work out that I've decided that I want for myself. So, what's the problem here? There's nothing wrong with you. You just have a habit of not seeing things through, not keeping your word to yourself, not whatever the case may be. So then what do? You have to make it easy. You have to change your habits. You have to set the environment up so that you can move in the direction that you actually desire to move. So if I have a goofy habit, I can replace that with a healthy habit because it's just a habit. It's just a behavior that I have on repeat. And for the most part, it's unconscious. But once I become aware, once you become aware, every time this happens, I do. Okay, ding, ding, ding. Now you can replace it. You can change it. You can literally transform the meaning of, you can change what that trigger means for you. You can literally do that, and you can do that in an instant. Yes, you can. You can do that in an instant. You don't need 6 months to do that. You can do that in an instant. Listen, it happens every day. You have a conversation, boom, something, okay, when this happens, do this. Change the meaning of this to this. And it's a done deal. Literally. We overcomplicate things. We have to keep things super simple. My favorite thing is that make it easy. I want to do this, and then, okay, make it easy. What would it look like if it was easy? I'm talking about make it dummy proof. Reduce it down to the ridiculous. What do you mean? Listen, you want it to be so simple because the goal is we're changing habits. We want to change from the goofy habit to the healthy habit. And that's essentially what life is. That's how we win at life. So we identify, okay, boom, what's happening? Okay, this is happening. Okay. So, man, let me highlight the benefits. If I change this habit, these are all the great benefits. Wow, I want that. I need that. I deserve that. Okay, great. So all I need to do is make this minor adjustment. All I need to do is decide to get up, back to my example, get up, go in the restroom, freshen up, and get out the house and go work out. It's a choice. So that's option A. Option B is grab my phone, roll over, right, and start scrolling. Choose option A. I know we should always oversimplify things. It's not that easy, but I don't know. I'll let you sit with that one. Exactly. I like nasty, right? Replace nasty habits, right? I use goofy. She said nasty. I like that. Make it painful. This is trifling. This is keeping me small. Let's see. Habits are created by focus, questioning our belief system, and be okay with each and every belief, which creates the behavior. Exactly. There's definitely a set of beliefs behind. I love that. Thank you. Hey, Sandra, happy Friday. So try a different perspective. Of course, absolutely. Absolutely. So try a different perspective. It's a matter of, it's so funny. And yes, make conscious decision. Exactly. So it's so funny because the core principles, right, that I talk about all the time, anytime you hear me talk, I'm going to be talking about identity, right? Your relationship with you, who you are, how you see you, your self-image, your self-esteem. I'm going to be talking about identity. Literally, anything under the sun I talk about, these are the underlying things I'm really talking about. Identity, power of focus, the power of decisions, the power of communication, and the power of the imagination. Those are my core principles. And my life is dedicated to the mastery of those things. My relationship with me, the power of focus. So when you talk about changing perspective, that's the power of focus. Sometimes you're in here, and then sometimes you got to zoom out. I always say that, zoom in and zoom out. Because sometimes I'm back here and I can't quite get then I gotta zoom in and lock in and work on that. Then I have to zoom out so I can get a clear idea of the big picture and see the other moving parts. Then I see that, then I laser focus in on that. And then I zoom out again. And then right? And then you said make conscious decisions. Exactly, gotta wake up. Once we become aware, we have to become conscious of what's going on. We can't just be out here just going through the motions, not taking responsibility for our lives. One of my rules for life is I am 100% responsible for my perspective. Think about that for a second. I am 100% responsible for my perspective. Think about the value and the power in that statement. First of all, it's grounded and rooted in personal responsibility, right? Grounded and rooted in personal responsibility, which might be my number one value, right? Then I am responsible. No, excuse me. I am 100% responsible. There's power in that. If I say I'm 100% responsible for a thing, I'm 100% responsible for this chair. I don't expect any of you to have that's ownership, that's power for my perspective. Interesting. That is an acknowledgement that there are multiple ways to look at a particular thing. I see y'all be missing it. I'm 100% responsible for my perspective. That's me acknowledging that, okay, wait a minute. This is this. I see it, but I also see it. Then I also see it. And then I also see it. And then I also see it. Oh, that was like state rule rules. Then I also see it. Then I go up to the 50th floor and I look down and I also see. And then after I examine the angles and I examine all the things, and then I make a conscious decision on how I'm going to move forward. All of that, yes. How long does that take? A few seconds? Boom, boom, boom. We just have to think. We have to become conscious thinkers. She said, we become conscious, make conscious decisions. Yes. Well, how am I going to make a conscious decision if I don't examine the outcome? It's like if you look at a question and there is multiple choice. Okay, boom. A says boom, 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 boom. Nah. B says boom, 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 boom. Okay, hold on. C says nah. Okay, so D said D actually makes sense. B makes sense. Let me read these again. Let me look at these. Okay, pick one and go. That's a conscious decision. But that's not what we do. And back to Miss Peach's point, right? What we talking about, those habits that we have so much of our lives on autopilot, and we have to take the wheel and start making conscious choices. And then when we identify that we have goofy / nasty habits, then we need to identify those and take ownership, take responsibility for replacing those with healthy habits. And literally, if we make that, if we install the habit of examining our habits and replacing our goofy habits with healthy habits, what if that was your habit? I have a habit of examining my habits and replacing my poor habits with healthy habits. Oh boy, that's a winning formula. Sounds like a lot. Is it really? It's me examining things. It's me examining my results. Okay, man, okay, this is happening. What's going on here? Okay, okay. So what am I doing? What are the habits that got me to these results? Well, A, B, C, X, Y, Z. Okay. C, I need to reimagine that one, because every time this happens, and then when I get here, this is happening. Okay. What if I try this? Well, what are my options? Let me do this. Let me do that. And this is literally what the process should look like. You said we tend to overthink. I agree. I used to be the president of the Overthinkers Club, but I have no need for overthinking anymore. I don't need it anymore. I've thrown it away. If you're struggling with overthinking and you literally want to just rid yourself of overthinking, send me a message. Let's have a call. I'll give you a formula to rid yourself of overthinking forever. If you're ready to actually let it go. If you're not ready to actually let it go, then, keep thinking about it. But if you're actually ready to move forward and be on your own side and rid yourself of that filthy habit of overthinking, schedule a call with me. I got you. I promise I'll give you a formula that'll save your life. I've shared it on here, bits and pieces multiple times, but I'll give you a prescription. I'll give you a formula that'll rid you of that. Or that where you can rid yourself of it. I'm not going to rid you of it, but I'll give you the formula. And if you execute on it, if you put it into practice, you'll see the need for overthinking to go from here to here to here to here to I'm at the point where I don't need it anymore. Now, if I even start down that road, I get a weird, like, what am I? I get a weird, like, So I don't need that anymore. It's like if I'm going to the Bahamas, why am I packing sweaters? Why are sweaters in this suitcase? Get that hell out of here. And that's how overthinking. Anyway, let's see. We can change, of course, regardless of the colors you're presented with. You can paint a different picture. I love that. I love that. That means, listen, okay, maybe I do have favorite colors. Maybe I would have preferred to have these particular colors, but I'm an artist. This is what I do. As a matter of fact, these are the ones that are available. Okay, say less. I'm going to make something beautiful with whatever is in front. What about that mindset? I'm going to win regardless. It doesn't matter. I'm going to win regardless. Let me tell you, when I used to hoop, we would be in practice, and I didn't want to play with the first team. Nope. Give me the guys no one wants. Give me the guys who, how are they even on the team, right? Me and them, and we're gonna beat the hell out of the rest of y'all. Watch. I know I gotta run through the offense with the first team, and I gotta do things with the first team, but when it was time to scrimmage, listen. Or we would go, and let's say we're running up the score, and it's not even fun. I'm like, switch. And I would snatch it off my color, put on the other color, and now because it doesn't matter. It's 5 of us on the floor, me plus 4, we have a chance to win. That's a philosophy. That's a mindset. Why did I lose? I lost that for a very long time. I got it back now. But I lost that energy for a long time. I got it back now. If I'm present, then winning is possible. To your point, sis, I got my brush and some paint. Well, it's just black and gray. Okay, watch my moves with this black and gray. Anyway, let's see. Whoa. Okay, success conscious and health conscious means you are aware and our focus on just that. Autopilot means you're dead asleep. Exactly. After evaluate, change come. Wait. I think I'm missing something there. After evaluate. So after you evaluate, does change come? Well, or after you evaluate to gather some data so you can make some adjustments and then execute on said adjustments and then make said changes. So I catch it, I shoot it, I let it fly. I came up short. Okay. I know what to do, right? Let me bend my knees a little bit. Let me stretch. Let me loosen up a little bit. Or maybe let me move in a little bit and get my rhythm and then back up. But I'm adjusting to, right, the data that's out there, right? If I let one go and it's a brick, meaning this boom, let me take a little bit off of that. Let me adjust. That's too much. Let me adjust. Oh, there it is. Now I'm in rhythm. There it is. Now I'm in rhythm. So I'm evaluating the outcome, making an adjustment, but I'm not like, oh man, what happened? I missed. Oh man, poor me. I thought I could shoot. Oh man, I'm sad. I quit. I don't want to play anymore. I'm taking my ball and going home. No, okay. You know what? Bring it again. And I'm letting it fly. And we have to have that attitude with life. Let it fly, let it fly, let it fly. The advocate of the underdogs. I love that. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Exactly. No excuses. No. I'm the most anti-excuse person in the world. I can't stand excuses. The thought energy you put into an excuse, you could have tried something else. I'm trying to make sure that if I missed your comment, just don't be mad at me. Just retype it or something for me. Or put a little finger in there, not the middle one, not the finger, one that points to the top to tell me to go back up. So anyway, we were talking about perseverance, we were talking about life be life, and then I was talking about the human spirit, and I was talking about how instead of just waiting for it to instinctively show up, we can be intentional, we can tap into it, and I like SJ gave examples of the video game. Right? You're playing the game and then you get an alert that, I can use my so-and-so power. Oh, yes, I've gotten to a point I can use that. Boom. Right? And so it's like, that's how we need to, you know what? No, I can do this. I can get over this. And Sis said, it doesn't matter what colors you give me. I'm an artist. I'm not an artist when the situation and circumstances are perfect. I'm an artist, period. That's it. That's it. And therefore, whatever supplies I have, I can create something. It's like those moms we had back in the day in the hood. You look in the fridge, you don't really see nothing. They look in the fridge, they put a whole meal together. You like, this came from, well, thank you. Right? That's what we have to, this situation, it sucks, and this is going on in my health, and I got this, and I got this. Watch this, watch my moves. Watch me put a meal together with what appears to not be. Come on, y'all. We've been seeing this our whole lives now. Let's connect the dots. So anyway, here's how we do that, right? How are we intentional about this? How do we intentionally set ourselves up? And we touched it. Oh, my phone's popping. Stuff I can respond to in a minute. Anyway, so how can we do that? We shared a few things, and now I just want to add this to it, a couple things to it, right? We have to use our tools. We've already alluded to it. We've already actually said it. I just didn't use this particular language. You have to use our tools. So many of us, we get into situations, we have the tools to overcome said challenge. We literally have the tools. We literally have the knowledge. We literally have the insight, or we literally have access to the people that can help us. We have the tools and we won't use them. That boggles my mind. That literally boggles my mind. Right now, I'm thirsty. This is what we do. I'm thirsty. Look, I'm so thirsty. Man, I'm just so thirsty. Oh my goodness, man. I don't know why I'm so thirsty, man. I'm just so thirsty. Ooh, man. I'm so thirsty. Oh, my mouth is dry. I'm just so thirsty. That's us. It's like, fool, if you don't, you literally have water in your hand. If you, what do you, I'm just so thirsty. Like, what's your version of that? Let's be honest for a moment. What's your version of that? I'm just so thirsty. Thing right, literally in my hand, not even within my reach. I got to back up too. If I'm really thirsty, right? Just think about that, right? I'm just so thirsty. Oh my goodness, I'm so thirsty. Ah, my best poems come from my highest highs or my lowest lows. Either way, they helped. I love that. That's a whole lesson in there. Think about that. I'm a poet. I write poetry. And whatever had happened was I write poetry. I'm an artist. And I show up and I do the thing, regardless of what had happened was. I love that. So what was I talking about? Using our tools, right? You screaming you thirsty, you got a big jug of water in your hand. You saying you're lonely, but you have people that care about you, people that you can connect with and reach out to. You need XYZ and you have access to XYZ, but you're not. You need to, but you want. We have to use our tools. Literally, I see this all the time. You're walking along, right? This is your tool. This is your magic tool right here. This can destroy it. This can destroy a monster. You're going along. You got it in hand. You're going along. Monster shows up. And you just run and hide. And the monster eats you. It's like, what? What is wrong with us? Why do we do that? You've identified people, places, and things that add to your life, that help you to overcome, that help lift you up. You have the tools. You have the gifts, you have the talents, you have the information, you have the access. Hell, you have the internet. You have people, you have certain places. I get energized when I go outside. So if my energy is feeling a little low, because I'm an 8 or above person, my energy drop, like if there's a 10 scale, my energy has to be 8 or above. If I'm below that, it's like, is it bedtime or what? No, it's the middle of the day. Oh no, something's off here. I know that going outside gives me energy. Why would I sit in here and struggle? I got a whole outside right there. And I'm aware of this. It doesn't make, but this is the kind of stuff that we do. I get energy from working out. So I work out every day. You get where I'm going? Certain things, scrolling through social media drains my energy. So I don't scroll often. I get a minute, man. So if I'm not liking and sharing your stuff, I ain't see it. I love y'all. If I see it, I'm gonna like it and hit the repost button. That's my rule. I might not even watch it. I might not even read it. I might not even listen. But I'm gonna tap the screen, especially on TikTok. I'm gonna tap the screen a whole bunch of times. And I'm gonna hit the repost button and zoom. Sometimes I'll even comment. That's the rule I have. So I am aware that the habit of scrolling drains my energy. I have a standard of a particular level of energy that I need to have available to me. So I don't scroll. I am aware that going outside recharges my battery and makes me feel amazing. So I spend as much time outside as possible. I was about to do this live from outside. I'll do one this afternoon from outside. Why would you identify things that add value to your life and you avoid those things? I can't wrap my brain around that. I literally can't. You identify what But then you avoid. It's like I love to write. Writing helps me because the way my brain works, everything is going really, really fast. And so even speaking is really challenging for me. Everything is going really, really fast. And it's really challenging. And so the way I slow my brain down is by writing and I get all this stuff out. And then sometimes I'm sharing. That's why I can just stand up here and go, 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 because there's a billion and one thoughts happening at the same time. And sometimes you'll see me just take a second to exhale, or I'll check out, or I'll kind of go somewhere, or I'll sip the water. And that's me kind of centering myself. But I'm aware of that. So I write every day. I'm aware of what helps me. I'm aware. That's just like, think about relationships. We're talking about being there for ourselves, but I'm aware of the things that makes my wife smile. Her smile is my priority. So I do those things. I'm aware of what I'm aware of what makes them happy, what brings them joy, and I'm aware of what encourages and motivates them to grow and to dig and to seek and to become curious. So I plant those seeds, I encourage those things, I create those opportunities for them because I've identified that that's helpful. I used to love steak. We were going over here, boom, boom, trying here. And I didn't like how I felt after I ate a delicious steak. Energy was just low and I just would feel like, blah. So I gave up steak. What? But you liked it. I did like it, but I didn't like where it took me. I didn't like how I felt. Do you understand? This is what being on your own side looks like. And I'm wondering, why aren't you talking about using your tools? These are tools. Acting on your own behalf, making decisions that add value to your own life. This is how we win at life. You guys know this, especially those of you that are familiar with me. You notice everything I talk about is about you. You'll never hear me talk about what Johnny needs to do so that you can be great, or what Mama should do so you could be great, or what. No. And everything I talk about is doable and within reach. To the point where people, I've had people say, "Reach, you oversimplify things." No, you don't want to do it. Let's be real. And that's okay because you get to not want to do it. I don't oversimplify things. Everything I'm saying is right. I believe you can overcomplicate things, but oversimplify? See what y'all talking about. Yada, yada, yada. Look, she said, you're looking for, exactly. You're looking for that. And all the things are available. Yo, you're a G for typing that like that. Social media had people thinking that successful people have different sets of tools. It's false, and the same tool, you have to use the same tool. Exactly. And it's so easy to fall into that trap. And to have moments is okay. We all have moments where you see something and you get intrigued and something may happen, but use what you see and those things that inspire you to lean more into who you are, right? And even if it's something that, if someone has a quality that you respect, they have a skill set that you respect and that you see that would add value to your life, you can develop that skill set and use it in your world. You don't have to want to be them or be like them, or you don't have to feel like you're less than because you haven't yet developed that particular thing. It's great to draw inspiration from different people and different places and different things. But when you examine that, again, it's back to being conscious and being aware. You examine like, wow, okay, so-and-so, man, okay. It's like, man, that's something I want to be able to do that. Or I think that's awesome that, that she can do ... Wow. And so now let's take her face off of it and think about the thing. What's the skill set? What's actually drawing me? Yeah, the person is awesome, but what's the awesomeness that's drawing me? Oh, well, I noticed that, no matter what, she shows up and does her thing every day. Wow, every day. Wow, I want that. Okay, so you want to develop confidence and consistency. You want to show up for yourself because you see the value in that. Okay, what else? You see what I'm saying? You break that thing down and then you see, oh, these are some qualities, these are some skills that I see value in that would add value to my life and to the lives of the world that I'm connected to. How do I develop these particular skills? And start working on those particular skills. Instead of being so captivated and caught up in, right? Like see it and say, wow, that's okay. So, listen, there's value everywhere and everything, but it's just a matter of how you process and what you do with it. Let's see. Yada, yada, yada. Said it creates envy on influencers. Oh, y'all talking about the social media thing. We can be delusional to think, God, people are successful, different results when you don't. Exactly. Look, the steak didn't like you much. Listen. Hey, Teresa. Teresa, you don't have to say sorry. I appreciate you supporting all the time. She's so sweet. Um, so so your tools, right? SJ, you make a great point, man. You make a great point. You don't use the tools. So think about that. That's why my I always use those questions in my coaching session. What are you not doing that would be easy for you to do? And what are you doing that's not in your own best interest? Literally, that could transform your life. Just exploring those questions, the answers, the honest answers that you give to those questions can literally transform your life. Why aren't you using the tools? Why aren't you using the gifts and talents that God blessed you with? You being envious and jealous, and you watching Johnny use his gifts, and you have some amazing gifts that you aren't using. Oh, you thought your gift wasn't valuable because Johnny's is like that, and yours doesn't look like Johnny's, and so you really. Anyway, use your tools. Use your tools, right? Paint with the colors that are available, right? Write beautiful poetry from your highest highs and your lowest lows, right? She just gave us the game. I don't even know if y'all caught that. She literally gave us the game. Any questions? If you have questions, you can send a request to join me. If you want to join me, you don't know how to figure it out, just kind of raise your hand and then I'll send you an invite. You come on in, share your question or your comment, you know. Let me see. So we can lack if we don't walk in our purpose and gifts idle time. Think about that. Think about that. Think about the disrespect. Think about that. You have gifts, you have talents, you have a particular purpose. You are special. You were created for a particular purpose. And your refusal to walk in, you're disrespecting your creator, you're disrespecting yourself, you're disrespecting your loved ones, you're disrespecting the people that believe in you. You're literally, you're changing the world in a negative way. You're cheating us out of your gifts. And then you're going to take your gifts to the grave and add to the unlimited resources of the grave. Exactly. And so that's why I say action is the cure all. Because the busier we become doing the thing, the more we do the thing, the better off we are. Right? We're doing the thing. We're executing. We're trying different things. So, what questions do you guys have? Got a couple quick minutes here. Respond to my boys. Okay. knocks us on our face, is that a reaction based on our decision? Is life beautiful? Why is most of us in survival mode? Oh man, this is good. This is really good. This is really good. So are you saying when we run into a challenge, right? When life punches us in the face, is that because we made a particular decision? I think I'm confused right there. I'm trying to when life based on our decisions, is life beautiful? I want to answer that. I want to answer it the way that I want to give it the respect it deserves. So maybe send a message if you can. Why are most of us in survival mode? Because we've been through all sorts of hell, right? Life then kicked our behind every which way. And not only have we experienced our own slice of hell, oh, wait a minute, I got a request. Here we go. All right, here we go. He's going to break down his question. Excuse me. Yep. Let me turn it up a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, crystal clear. What up with you?
Can you hear me now?
Yep, crystal clear.
All right. So you always speak about how life knocks us down or punches us in the chin, but we also are taught that life is like an open canvas. We can paint it whatever we want and become successful. So when life knocks us on our face, that based upon our decisions that we make, the reaction from the decisions that we make in life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because again, life is not supposed to be controlled. We control it. So again, based upon our decisions, could that be the cause of us getting knocked on our chin or knocked on our floor?
Okay.
As a reaction from our decisions. That's what I meant.
Got it.
And there's a second question. The second question is life really beautiful? Because some people don't see it.
Got it. Yep. Okay.
Third question. All right.
I got it. Appreciate it.
No problem.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So, hold on. Because your background is loud. Okay, there we go. So let's just clarify, right? And SJ is right. I always talk about life punches us in the face. We started this exchange saying life be life, and there's always tests and trials and challenges. There's always something, right? Life is consistent in how it throws these punches and throws these things our way. And the question was really good. And what he said was, are those challenges showing up? Are we facing those challenges and those tests and those trials and life punches us in the face as a result on our decisions? And I would say yes and no, because it's unavoidable. You can do everything right. You can plan everything perfectly. You can have all the details, all the boxes checked. You can talk to all the people, have all the permits. You can do everything right. And then the day of the parade, it can pour down raining. You can plant your seeds. You can till the ground. You can do everything right. You can protect it. You can make sure it gets enough sun, enough water. You can do all the things. And then when your crops start to grow, a hailstorm can come through. So this is a really great question, right? But the way I look at it is there's no challenge. I'm trying to find the right word. There's no way to go through life or honestly do anything without facing any sort of challenges. And, it's a little above my pay grade as to the why, but I understand the why, because think about it. Think about our lives. I personally have learned 1,000 times more. I've grown 1,000 times more from the punches in the face than I have from things just flowing without incident. So it's a decision that we have to make. It's a mindset. It's a perspective that we have to choose and an understanding that we have to come to within ourselves. Whereas we see as these obstacles are not our enemies. These obstacles are actually friends. They actually show up to help us to improve. They actually show up to help us to skill up for what's next. Life it's a beautiful setup. And so again, back to shooting, I shoot a shot and I miss terribly. That causes me to focus a little more. That causes me to think about everything I've learned about shooting. That causes me to get my breathing right and get my footwork together. And then a day of poor shooting, pardon me, and then a day of poor shooting will cause me to examine myself even deeper. I'm a little out of shape. My legs were shot. If we think about the late great Kobe, when he talked about when he was a rookie and he had that at the end of the game when he shot the air balls, he shot several air balls. And he said, he's like, the shots were right on line. Everything was good, but my legs were just shot. It was the end of a long season. I'm a kid. I went from high school, 30 games ish to the grueling traveling schedule of dealing with NBA life and all the things. And my legs were okay, great. He took that. The air balls caused him to work. So I believe that life is set up in a way that the tests, trials, and challenges are actually the seasonings that make the dish of life beautiful. So that leads into your next question about, is life indeed beautiful? That's a decision. Because there's someone right now who doesn't have a tenth of what you have, but they're happy and they love themselves, they love their people, they're enjoying life. And here you go, you have all the things and some, you have more than you could possibly need, more than you could possibly wear, more space than you could possibly occupy, and you're unhappy. We said that earlier, that happiness is a choice. So whether or not life is beautiful is an individual choice. There's someone right now with unlimited resources that feels like life is terrible. Someone in Manhattan in their penthouse feeling terrible. And then there's someone who we may see, they have nothing, but they decided that life is beautiful. So that's a choice we get to make. So to the first part of the question, you can do everything right, and God loves you enough to send a test your way so that you can level up. The tests are just preparation to help you get better. And again, every time you get punched in the face, there's countless lessons and opportunities. There's gifts in there. So you're getting hit upside the head with a package, with a present. And you have a choice to make in that moment. You can say, woe was me, poor me, look what happened to me. Or you can open the present and you can pull out the lessons from it and use them to add to you as you continue to move forward through life. It's always a choice, and that's enough. We get to choose. So is life beautiful? I believe it is. Abso-freaking-lutely. Someone else, not so much. But guess what? We all get to choose. I choose to be on my own side. I choose to see things through it. Someone else, not so much. So that's my take on that. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see. Wait. So then what's next says, why are most of us in survival mode? Because we've been through so much. We've been through so much, and not only have we been through so much, we bear witness to so many other people going through different things, and we've picked up some of that, right? And most of us, here's one. Most of us know we can do better. Most of us know that we can do better. We know that greater is available, and we have this fight in us Unfortunately, most of us aren't actually fighting, but we have this fight, we have this inner civil war going on because we're aware that more is available. We're aware that we're not showing up in all of our greatness, and we're cheating ourselves, and we're aware of that. And so some of us, we're fighting our way through some things and we get stuck there. And then we'll physically be free of the thing, but mentally and emotionally, we'll still be stuck. Hell, we've been there many, many times. I'm probably still there in certain areas. That's why we continue to work. We continue to drive on. That's why we continue to shoot and then keep making adjustments, evaluate the outcomes. And well, what is that? What's that? Okay, I need to move this way. I need to do this. And I need to transition my life from surviving to thriving. But I believe it's because of, as a collective, all of us have been through our own slice of hell. And then we can connect with other people who are going through or have been through their own slice of hell. And too many of us connect there instead of connecting on the journey to healing, connecting on how we're getting to our next level. We connect there and then we hold on to those connections. Some of us are stuck in situations because we connected while we were. But now we need to shake free of that so that we can setting time to use those gifts. Sometimes I'll do other things instead. I love that. And I love the honesty in that. So again, we have to respect and appreciate what those gifts are. And we have to learn how to embody those gifts. It shouldn't be something that we, go and do, or that is over there apart from us. And that's the next level of it, right? Once you identify what those gifts are, yesterday I was talking about our superpowers. Once we identify what those gifts are, you identify what those superpowers are, right? Now you'll use them to do everything that you do. And so as a speaker, as a communicator, as a coach, right, as a leader, everywhere I go, that's who I am. That's what I do. I don't have to have the title. I could be in the room, in the very, very back of the room. I'm still the leader because that's just who I am. That's just who I am. And so my spirit is going to be that. There'd be 1,000 other people in the room. When I walk in the room, the leader just walked in. But the leader is up there. No. The leader just walked in. Because that's the energy that I'm going to bring. That's what I'm going to embody. That's how I'm going to show up. That's how I'm going to engage with me. And that's how I'm going to engage with everyone else. I'm going to always be ready to serve. I'm going to always be ready to walk and allow my light to shine and do and be and have all the things that I need to do, be, and have in a particular moment, because that's just who I am. I'm not just this person when I clip this on, when I push the button. No, this is who I am. This is who I am in my marriage. This is who I am with my children. This is who I am everywhere. This is who I am. And it doesn't come across in a weird way. It's my identity. It's just who I am. And so now the next level is you've identified those gifts, and now it's fusing them into your identity. So you just are those things. You are that. Clark was Superman. He didn't need the suit. He didn't have to go in the phone booth and change. He was trying to, protect the people. He was doing that for a particular reason. When trouble came, he didn't have to go find a corner and snatch the suit off and then fly off. He could have just flew off. Like, you get what I'm saying? It was, what I'm saying? It was who he is. It's who he was. So, he didn't have to go put on this and do this and get this ready and go do this and go do this and then boom. And there's nothing wrong with that, but there's levels to it. Right? SJ mentioned the Avengers, right? Tony had all the cool gadgets, but he needed a minute. Thor was just Thor. Right? He could just do what he needed to do. So, and then again, there's nothing wrong with that, but then you embody the thing. And if you're familiar with the Marvel movies, I'm not familiar with the comics, but with the movies, there came a time when Thor thought the power was in the hammer. But what he learned was the hammer was there to help him control it. Then when he realized that the hammer was just a tool to help him to a place for him to point everything that was inside of him. Then he realized it was just him, and then he just embodied the thing. I'm the God of thunder. I'm not a guy with a cool hammer. Now, if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, you get the context of what I'm talking about. We cheat the world when yes, we cheat ourselves, and we cheat, absolutely. You got to survive so you can get to the point where you can thrive. Absolutely. And we have to raise our awareness, because sometimes, like, if I'm fighting to get out of this burning building, now I'm out. I don't have to keep running recklessly the way I was running. When I'm trying to get out of this, when I'm trying to get away from this fire, I got to get away from this fire. But now I'm out. The fire, what fire? I've been out of the fire. But I'm still moving at that same pace, and I'm not thinking I'm knocking people over, because I got somebody got, look, this is a fire. But some of us are still running from the fire, but there's no fire. So we have to make that adjustment. So you're right. Most of us have survived already, and now it's time to thrive, but we're still in survival mode. Yeah, too many fours we fight out. Oh, absolutely. Exactly. For every action, there's an opposite and equal. Exactly. Good and bad. One can't exist without the other. Absolutely. Oh, wait. Something just. I'm motivated. Why it's hard to stay focused. Max, what up, family? Oh, wait. There's a lot of comments and I'm missing them. Wait, give me a second. It's hard to stay focused. It's hard to stay focused. I'll say this. If you feel like it's hard to stay focused, right, and that's your truth, I'm not here to challenge your truth. I would say this. I would say monitor your inputs, and you need to set up some triggers in your life to remind you or to help you stay on track. One of the things that helps me is I have alarms in my phone scheduled throughout the day, little reminders. Once upon a time, I had a rule that if I was waiting in a line or stopped at a light, right, that I would go through a particular process, right? Whatever my incantations were, whatever my they're escaping me. Those things you say to keep yourself reminded of and motivated. The word is escaping me, but I would recite those particular things. Okay, I'm at a light, so let me boom, 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 above all else, be present. Da, 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 da. I would go through those particular quotes as a way to center myself. So if I'm stopped at a light, like I said, if I'm waiting in a line, and then I had one, once upon a time, it used to be the doorway. Anytime I went through a doorway, I would check myself. So I have alarms, and then I have things in my life that I'm going to encounter. I'm going to go through a doorway 50 times, right? At least. So that's 50 times where I'm checking myself. I'm checking my posture. I'm checking my energy. How am I feeling? What's going on? Your screensaver. This is in your hand all day. You know, I have pictures now, but I used to have quotes and sayings. You know, I used to have scriptures and quotes and sayings. So literally, I look at this 100 times a day. So I'm reading that. Boom, 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 boom. So there's little things you can do to help you to remain focused. So those are some just quick affirmations. Thank you. Mantras. Thank y'all. That work. Those words were just like, I appreciate y'all. You guys are the best. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. What's the number one key to persevere? That's an interesting question. I think that's different for each of us. But I would say universally, the number one key to continue is awareness and understanding and knowing your why. Knowing your why, because if I'm going through something, if things aren't working, I'm running into difficulty, and this is not happening the way that I need it to happen, and I thought I would be further along by then, and all the things that we all go through, you have to remember your why. Why do I do this? Why do I do this? So for instance, A couple months ago, I was tripping because I'm like, man, I need to be having a bigger impact. I need to be doing more, yada, yada, yada. And SJ, shout out to him. I hope he's still on here. He said, yo, you're having a great impact. You're changing lives. Every day, I'm fortunate. I have people that I work with, I have clients that I work with. And anytime I even do something like this, lives are being positively impacted. Mine, first and foremost, and everyone who into every life on here is being positively impacted. Everyone is absorbing the positive energy, not only from me, but from everyone in the room. That's impact. And I wasn't appreciating the impact because I was thinking about something different, and I had to remember my why. Why do I do what I do? It's to impact lives. It's to help people to transform their lives. It's to hold up the mirror and show people how freaking awesome they are. And if it's 1 or 1,000, God is pleased. And I had to, I appreciate you. Thank you for that. Thank you for that reminder. Because while I was grateful, I was a little ungrateful. While I was grateful, I was perhaps a little ungrateful. And so thank you for that. So it's important to remember your why, because that will center you. And then when life is kicking you behind, you remember your why. What's the quote? When you have a strong enough why, you're willing to endure anyhow. Right? My why is so clear, it's so strong that whatever I need to go through, it doesn't matter, because I know why I'm going through this. If you have a lifelong dream to become an attorney and you complete high school and then you go and then you figure out what you should major in undergrad, you should major in English, so you can grasp the language and understand these things, and then you take these pre-law situations and you do this and you do that, you're willing to endure. You're willing to, then you have to study, and then you have to take the LSAT and pass it and get a good score, because, that's going to, that and your grades and your interviews and your essays and all the things, that's going to help you get into the law school that you want to get into. And then you get there and it's not like, magically, here's your law degree, go be a lawyer. It's like, no. Now you have to put in 3 years of intense learning and studying. And then you have to disappear, because you got to learn, you got to study, you have to literally become a different person. You have to learn a new language. You literally have to become someone else. And then you go through that process and you go through boom, boom, boom. Then you graduate your law degree. And yes, you go be a rich and powerful attorney. Nope. You got to go somewhere and start from the bottom. And then you have to study and study and study and study again to take this long, insane test called the bar exam. And then when you put in enough effort and enough hard work and enough studying, and hopefully you pass the bar, then you can go hopefully practice law. Who would sign up for that? Someone who wants to be a lawyer, someone who wants to be. So, right? Think about it. We can look at any field. We just saw everyone in the last couple of weeks celebrating their match day, all the future doctors. And I just thought that was just so beautiful. One of my young boys, actually, he matched the area that he wanted to match, and he was so excited. And I sent him a shout out and communicated with him, and I saw it was beautiful. But they worked their face off to get there, and it's still got to do more and more and more and more, and it's steps and it's steps and it's steps. But they want to be a doctor, so they're clear on their why, so they're willing to endure any. So I would say that's the number one key. That's the one that's applicable to everyone. It's going to look a little different, but why? Get clear on your why. Majority push the narrative of independent thinking and not include God in our decisions. We can't do anything on our own. So that's interesting. Let me think on that, because I would say it like this. True, God is in full control. I agree. I'm of the mindset that God is within me, right? I'm of the mindset that God has gifted us, has blessed us, and has given us the opportunities, right, to do all the things. And while I of course, I believe in God, I believe in acknowledging God, but I believe that God has given you everything you need, literally everything you need, in order to be successful. And so, I'm not challenging what you're saying. I'm just adding to it. So I believe that when God is in you, when you acknowledge God, when you know who you are and you know your identity in God, then your independent thinking isn't really independent, because your principles, your values are his principles and values. Because when you're one with him, then, so my independent thinking isn't independent at all, right? My independent thinking isn't independent because why? Because it's governed by, so, so I agree. I just needed to add a little something to it. No, we can't do it on our own because we're not equipped. But again, that's one way of looking at it. Someone else saw something, someone else sees it a different way. And that's okay too. I believe that as long as you're acting in your own best interest and you have enlightened self-interest, meaning that you're not acting in your own best interest in a manner that takes from anyone else, that hurts or harms other people, like you're not stepping on people's necks to get ahead, but you're acting in your own best interest, you're being on your own side, you're being a friend to yourself, then I believe that God is pleased, because everywhere you look in the scriptures, that's what he encouraged. So we can go as deep as y'all want on that. But after the creation chapter, God did everything. God used a person for everything, which means he trusts us, right? Which means that we have to trust him, and then we have to trust us, and we have to trust that we are one with him. But after creation, he used a man for everything. He could have kept speaking things into existence, but God chose to use people. So, right? That's awesome. Lucky us. So God can just speak a thing, but what he'll do is he'll say, Sean, I'm going to use Sean for XYZ. I'm going to use Trey for XYZ. I'm going to use Teresa for ABC. I'm going to use Reese for ... And it's up to us to answer the call. It's absolutely up to us to answer the call. The leader isn't always the person up front. You can lead from the middle. Oh, absolutely. The leader's the leader. Oh, for sure. I know that to be true. Mantras, affirmations, thank you. You're welcome indeed. Yes, we are absolutely. I'll transcribe what's dictated to me. Exactly. Right? It's in there. The downloads, the stuff just comes, it just happens. But it doesn't just happen. It happens because you're in alignment. It happens because you're walking in your purpose. And when you do that, God is pleased. But we have a choice whether we're going to do it or not. That's the beauty of life and being human. How many times have you said no? How many times have you said yes in your mind and in your heart, but your actions said no? It happens all the time. So when you say yes, and then you actually, and your life becomes a yes, God is pleased. And he uses us and speaks to us, and then he's proud of us, and he'll put us in certain places to have the impact that he desires for us to have. But I used to hear people say, and we going sideways, but that's okay. I can handle sideways. I used to hear people say, God don't need you, da 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 da. I stood up in service one time, and I'm done. I stood up in service one time because this person was going. And he was the speaker, and I was the officiant. So I always got the last word. I always got the first word and the last word, right? And so someone just texted me a question. It might be applicable to the conversation. I'm going to answer it. And so his message was really harsh and mean, and it was he basically told the church, God don't need you. And under there, in my heart of hearts, I understood, I think, where he may have been going. And that's just me weaponizing empathy and compassion, but it was bad. And I came up, right? And, for those that obviously don't know, I'm a tall guy, 6'5". So I come up, and he's going. I come up, I got my mic in my hand. I start, I tap him on the shoulder, blah blah blah. Thank you, da 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 da, and I stopped him because those are my people. You were the guest. You beating up my people like that? Whoa, 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 whoa. So I stopped him, blah, blah, blah. We gave him a clap. I gave him some love. And, I cut his mic off. And we, had prayed with him, blah, blah, blah. And then I came up there and I reminded the church that God does need you. He needs us. Not because I said so, but because if you know your word, after creation, he always used people by his choice. I didn't make it up. And so those of you that know the word, then you know that after creation, yes, God said it and it was so. After that, he used people. He used people for everything, all the way through to the end. He used people. So you can't tell me that God doesn't need me. I understand where he was maybe coming from. Like, God is going to get, but no. There's a special thing that he only gifted to me. There's a special thing that I was created for. Yes, he could create 1,000 of me and do. Clearly, I understand that. But there's no scenario where God doesn't need us. And I cleaned it up and, had a little chat with him afterward. And, I could tell he felt some type of way, but those are my people. You ain't gonna have everybody. No. I mean, he was beating us up. Like, whoa. Anywho, I was just reminded of that. Da-da-da-da-da. Wow, that's confirmation. My last poem has it in it. I'm committed to discovering my purpose. Yes, you're already in your purpose. You're an artist. You're a thinker. You're creative. You're grabbing things and then running them through your creative filter and translating them into something beautiful. Art, poetry, that's beautiful. That's a gift. Listen, I'm proud of you. Really proud of you. All right, hold on. Let me read. Someone texted me a question. This is a beautiful question. Someone texted me this question. I won't say their names, but they were in the room. I don't know if they're still in the room. And this is just an opinion question, right? You think God gets tired if we don't answer the calls and gives up on us? Well, if the word says that God is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, and he's the creator, he created us, then God knew all the goofy things I was going to do. God knew all the times I was going to mess up. God never expected perfection from us. He knew. Right or wrong. And again, this is just, listen, we can debate it if you like. Let's do it. But no, God doesn't get tired of us. We think like that. We get tired of us. We get tired of people. God knew what was what. And we don't, obviously, because we don't truly understand, we don't truly know all of the detail, the exact, thing that we were created for. My purpose in God, I could have went through everything I went through, all of the ups and downs, twists and turns, all of the things, so that I could stand here this day on, what's the day? March 22nd, and engage with you guys with this conversation, so that I was born in 1976, long time ago, went through all sorts of hell in my life, went through all sorts of, all so that Trey can get that confirmation that she just said, wow, that's confirmation. That could have been why he created me. So I had to go through all the things to get to this point, to share whatever that thought was, that caused her to have her aha moment. And God is pleased. Everything else could just be extra. I don't know. We don't know. It's above our pay grade. We don't know. And if anyone tells you they know, do they really know? I don't know. I know I'm called to serve people. I know I'm God's favorite son. I have to be, because of all the things he took me through. And I'm still, my birthday is in March. So every March I get my physical. I had a clean, perfect bill of health. The lady called the other day. My wife and I, we were headed out. We were going to lunch or breakfast or something. And the office calls. I answer it, in the car on speaker or whatever. Hey, Mr. McNeil, just want to follow up with you from your test. Everything came back. Now, mind you, I had already got the alert, so I had read through it. And I was already having a moment where I was just like ready to cry because of like, wow, how blessed am I? I literally had zero. Everything was just perfect. It was like textbook results. And I drank a jug of coffee with creamer and ate cookies on the way. I forgot to fast. But she was going, she was like, yeah, the only concerns we have, and she was like, oh, actually, and she went through, this is this, and this is perfect, and this is this, and this is, and I'm telling you, I just rejoiced. I was just like, wow, like, why did I share that? Because I don't know fully, but I do know that with everything that I've done, everywhere that I've been, all the times I've gotten it wrong, all the carnage I've caused, all the hurt, all the pain, all the times I've lied, cheated, stolen, all the goofy thoughts that I have to this day. And God still loves me enough to use me to save lives. So we don't know. It's our responsibility to do the best we can with what we have. That's it. It's our responsibility to make wise use of our resources. It's our responsibility to max out and to live a beautiful, amazing life based on our definition. Because anything else, I don't know. I don't know. I know I'm called to serve. I know I'm called to love. I'm called to be God's servant. I'm called to be a man of God. That's who I am. Before I ever stepped foot in the ministry, before I ever had a personal relationship with God, that's who I was. And that's who I continue to be to this day. I'm called to be an amazing husband. I'm called to be an amazing father. I'm called to love people. I be trying not to love on people, and I can't. So, but the beauty of that is, right, that if we wake up and we're still here, that every day is a gift, every day is an opportunity. And again, this is a mindset thing, because someone else can see it totally different. I see every day as a gift. It's an opportunity to do what? To live fully, to be an example of what overcoming looks like. On paper, I shouldn't be here. On paper, I shouldn't be healthy based on what I went through. Exactly. Let me tell you, Trey, I have a running joke, right, with God, and I've shared this before. I say, Lord, I can learn from books, right? I can learn from books. I can learn from scriptures. I can learn from other people. You don't got to keep taking me through the thing. I can learn the lesson and then share the lesson. But he said, no, son, I need you to come on. I got you. I know you can handle it. I was sharing this yesterday. I'm the one that God trusts. That's a mindset. Someone else is like, oh, why me? And I always got to go through. I say, of course, why not me? I'm the one that God trusts. He trusts me to go through all of this stuff and not curse him and not lose my cool and continue to serve, continue to be a waiter while I'm waiting on him to bring me up and bring me out. He trusts me to do that. Everyone else can't be, not everyone else. Most people can't be trusted with that. But I can, lucky me. So I'm okay with being 911 for people because I'm chosen to be 911 for people. Why? Because he can trust me. So anyway, I'm out of here, y'all. It's 12 o'clock. I was supposed to be on here for a few minutes, and y'all done Got me talking about everything under the sun. But listen, I appreciate y'all. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the positive energy. Thanks for the comments and questions and moving the conversation forward. Yeah, I gotta blame y'all, SJ, because I would never be on here talking this long. Never. Anyway, I know. Sometimes I'll be like, I need to just do this. Do that. I'm like, man, whatever. I'm gonna stand up and do whatever I want to do, need to do. Sometimes it may be 5 minutes, sometimes it's an hour. Who cares? Healing is taking place, growth is taking place, transformation is happening. Someone is shaking free from the shackles. The person that texted me that question, they were probably feeling bad. They were probably feeling a particular way, thinking that they were disappointing God, as if God didn't know that you were going to be a goofball. He made you. He gave you all those goofball ingredients. He knew you were going to be a goofball, but he's going to use you, right? He's going to use you to impact someone else's life. Anywho, listen, I appreciate you all as well. Exactly. More. Yeah, I got it. We can go outside this afternoon if the rain doesn't come, or we can go on the porch. Anyway, I'm about to get me some grub, chillax for a minute. I got a call, and then I'll see beautiful folks later. Y'all take care. Oh, shoot.